Good evening and welcome to Bedford High Gym as we're ready to bring you a contest between the Merrimack Tomahawks and the Bedford Bulldogs. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Lauren Fox. And Lauren, after a loss to Portsmouth, this team is back on its winning ways, winning the last three.
They're
Bedford
back
girls.
They're absolutely back on their winning ways. Saw them the other night against Nashua South. They looked really good, won by 29 that night. So big win for them. A lot of talent on this team. And what we saw from Coach Gibbs the other night in a game that we didn't bring you on BCTV was a game that a lot of different substitutions, a lot of different patterns, and interesting to see how Coach Gibbs was managing that. At certain points, the roster was fast. At certain points, the five on the floor were bigger, and it's kind of the natural iteration of where we are at this point in the season.
Had a chance to talk to the coach earlier this afternoon. We're going to play that interview at halftime. One of the things we talked about was Kate Allard and her emergence as an offensive force, not just underneath the basket, 16 points, 6 rebounds per game, but she's shooting 41.5% from three-point range.
A lot of what Kate brings is she's able to sort of spread things out a bit and shoot those threes, and you can't ignore her. If you do, you wind up, if you're double and triple teaming Lana down low, next thing you know, Kate drops a three, Lila Stein will drop in a three, Lila's averaging 7 a game. So you have those two that really can knock it down from outside, hit some clutch shots, and it makes it so that there is less pressure on Lana down low. And if you can even free her up for a quick second, get her a little bit of space, she can do a lot of damage. The other thing that I saw that was interesting the other night was Devlin McDonald and Lana in at the same time, and you have those two bigs who really kind of suck everything down low, and then next thing you know, you got opportunity to hit threes outside because they can kick it out real nice from down low.
Yeah, it makes it real hard for other teams to game plan against the Bulldogs. Starting lineups are being announced, and for Merrimack, it's Captain Madison McCaffrey, number 1, Captain Alexis Best, number 2, Gianna Maglio, number 3, Kylie Flynn, number 11, and Captain Alana Johnson, number 23.
For the Bedford Bulldogs, Ava Dubois, Lila Stein, Sydney Grogan, Kate Allard, and Lana McCarthy, and we will stay with you for the playing of our nation's national anthem.
As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
We'll be tipping off here momentarily. Boys are playing in Merrimack. Halftime score 48-18, so the boys are running away with that one.
Yeah, I would say so, and given what we've seen from the boys so far this year, you have to be a really special team to keep pace with them. A lot of running up and down, and a lot of fast break points, and no shortage of talent on that club. So they will be fun to watch. Hopefully we'll get a long playoff run out of them, and Friday night they will be here against Pinkerton, so mark your calendars, get on out here, and be sure to throw us on BCTV Friday night, 7 o'clock tip.
Yeah, I was going to mention that game. That is going to be a contest. That's going to be one of the first challenging games for the boys this year. It should be a great one, and we'll have that for you on BCTV as well as Bedford 105.1.
They did have a tough one the other night against Nashua South. They had to come back late, and South ran a zone against them. That really made things difficult on the boys. So we'll see if anybody else follows that template the rest of the way.
So it's McCarthy against Maglio at the center. And the tip bouncing loose, still on the ground. Finally, Sydney Grogan comes up with it, loses it, and Best gets her hand on the ball. It's going to be a jump ball here, so I guess they're just going to re-jump it.
Possibly. We will see. So yes, Sydney Grogan's going to jump. We're going to have the two that were involved in a jump instead of 6'4" and 5'9". One of these things is not like the other.
Well, here we go again. And Bedford comes up with it.
The question is, has Sydney ever jumped center in her life?
McCarthy turns the ball over. It's taken away by the Tomahawks. Alexis Best coming across the timeline. Correction, Madison McCaffrey brings it over. Now Best with it, dribbling. She's got Zink on her, and now driving to the basket, Lana Johnson, her shot blocked. McCarthy picks up the rebound. Here comes Grogan the other way. She pulls up at the three-point line. Gets it down low to Zink.
There will be mismatches all night tonight. Lana McCarthy just found one down low. Height advantage of about 8 inches with a nice little left hand into the hoop.
So Bulldogs are up first, 2-0. 7:12 to go here in the first period. McCaffrey dribbles and fires off a three and gets it. McCaffrey showing some range. That was the spot that I saw the teams warming up earlier today. So watch that corner. I think you're going to see a lot of threes from there. Now Allard under the basket puts it in off the glass. Bedford right back on top, 4-3.
I don't know how you sleep on Kate Allard, but they just managed to do it.
McCaffrey leaves it there for Johnson. DuBois watching her. Now inside. A jump by Best. Too strong off the glass. Merrimack with the rebound. Kylie Flynn getting caught in the corner there. Double team. Ball goes off a Bedford player. Merrimack retains possession here.
Both of these teams with short rosters. Bedford's got 10, Merrimack's got 10, so you'll probably see everybody on both rosters in the game at some point tonight.
Johnson inbounds it. Maglio dribbles. McCarthy watching her. She pulls up. Now she just put the ball off the leg of Johnson, almost lost it. Managed to recover, and when we get a whistle here, a timeout called by the Merrimack coach.
Yeah, Brian Duggan didn't like what he saw out there. It was a little bit of confusion. Ava DuBois picked up after McCarthy was screened off, and she had a chance at a steal, and there was a save, but Merrimack just got really out of sync offensively, and he did the right thing. His team's down by a point. They can stay in this game. I think if they use their quick players, can hit from outside, they can stay in this game, but a minute and 35 seconds in, trailing by 1, he did the right thing, maintain the possession, and we'll see whether they can set a play out of it.
Teams return to the court now with their instructions. Coach Gibbs also speaking with his troops, giving them instructions. Inbound now, Alana Johnson being watched by Ava DuBois. Into the backcourt. Best. Lila Stein on her. Pauses, throws the cross court to McCaffrey. McCaffrey driving down the middle. Puts up a runner too strong. It goes off the glass, and Lila Stein with the rebound. Up to Sydney Grogan. She pulls up, gets it inside to McCarthy. Up to the free throw stripe is DuBois who puts it in.
Now that's going to be a key for them the rest of the year. If they can run that little play and get Ava the 15-foot jumper and she can hit it, that'll be a big reason to keep defenses off of Lana McCarthy.
Near turnover there by the Tomahawks. Driving basket. Maglio is blocked by McCarthy. Allard comes back with it into the offensive end. Down low to DuBois. She's underneath. Backward reverse layup, no good. McCarthy puts up the rebound, and she gets fouled. She'll go to the stripe.
Ava aggressive, picking up the rebound. Lana, of course, always a presence down low. Had a chance to cash it in. Now she'll shoot 2.
Foul on Alana Johnson, her first. Little off the mark there. One of the things Coach Gibbs talked about is the free throw shooting during the interview, about shooting to make the shot rather than shooting not to miss.
Your brain, if you use the negative word, your brain doesn't see it.
That second one no good by McCarthy. She's 0 for 2.
Not to miss. All you hear the word is miss. Make, you have a positive image of that.
There's a jumper by McCaffrey. It's too short. And DuBois gets the rebound. Grogan up to Allard. She had McCarthy for a moment. Now Stein tries to get it back up to Grogan. It's knocked out of bounds by Madison McCaffrey of Merrimack. Possession stays with the Bulldogs. 5:08 to play here in the first. 6-3 Bulldogs up.
A little bit of a slow start here.
Annie Zink dribbles. Actually, that's Stein. Across to Allard. DuBois inside to McCarthy. First shot no good. Second try is good. 4 points for Lana. Bulldogs up 8-3.
And if she can create a little bit of space down low, which she just did there, Lana will be easy money to get a haul of points tonight. Go ahead.
You're saying, let's say, nice feed inside there to McCaffrey. I'm sorry, to Alanis Best. Gets it in there, and now the second shot there by Allard, I think that was, right?
Yep, Allard's got 4 tonight. She did a great job creating separation between her and the defender, and there was nothing but green grass between her and the basket.
10-5 Bulldogs up. Kylie Flynn dribbles. Leaves it for Maglio. She tries a 3. Off the glass, almost made it. Rims out, though. Tomahawks with the rebound, but they can't control the ball. Now a pushing foul on Kylie Flynn as number 11, Sydney Grogan, had the ball. And they're going to give Bedford the possession here, and Flynn earns herself a foul for her trouble. 4-minute mark here in the first. 10-5 Bedford. Grogan to Allard. Allard drives, kicks it back to number 5, Stein, and now a drive there by DuBois, good.
Ava on the curl around the free throw line, getting the pass from Stein, and she's now got 4.
Merrimack needs to get on the score here just so they don't get left behind. Maglio kicks it back to McCaffrey. Grogan on her tight. Now she drives the baseline, turns. Allard blocking her view. She can't do anything. Maglio with the ball. Lana McCarthy on her. Drop pass to Johnson. Goes off her shoulder. Turnover, but they're going to say a jump ball. I think the possession arrow stays with Merrimack on this one. Nope, it's going to go to Bedford.
Lana McCarthy earlier on in that possession did a wonderful job of avoiding a foul. She was coming with a full head of steam, used body control, stayed out of trouble, and as a result didn't get dinged for one early. And you are correct, the possession arrow will go to Merrimack. So it'll be Tomahawk ball trailing 12-5.
Bit of a press here by Bedford, making it hard to inbound the ball, but they get into McCaffrey now. She pulls up for 3 and winds up getting fouled in the process. She's going to go to the line to shoot 3.
One thing that you notice if you're sitting down low, I was sitting with Nick Stavropoulos and Ron King the other evening watching the game, is how well the players communicate with each other on defense and help each other out. And that is something that's a point of emphasis, and you can hear Coach Gibbs, while that's taking place, he's yelling at them to talk to each other as well. So if you are a fan who has an opportunity to come to one of the games here, the players are nothing if not vocal.
McCaffrey makes her first 2 shots. She has one more coming. That foul, by the way, on Sydney Grogan, her first. McCaffrey with her 3rd free throw try is perfect as well, 3 for 3. That gets Merrimack back into the game. Down 4, 12-8. DuBois dribbles the baseline, tries to get it to Allard, but that's off the mark. It goes out of bounds, and turnover Bedford. Ball back over to Merrimack.
Good idea on the pass. Thought Kate was going to cut to the hoop. She didn't quite cut, and as a result, it was out of her reach.
Flynn back to Johnson. Down low to Maglio. Here's a drive by Johnson. Tries to do a little alley-oop layup. No good. A little short. Lana McCarthy with the rebound. Bedford coming back. DuBois inside to Allard. Kicked out to McCarthy. She gets it right back down to DuBois, but it's knocked out of bounds by Johnson. And the ball will stay with Bedford.
Stavropoulos and Zink in. DuBois and Stein now out. Zink obviously noticeable by the pink shoes.
Stavropoulos gets it into Grogan. Now she gets it back to Stavropoulos. 10-foot jumper, no good. Rebound back to Grogan. She lays it up, no good. Now McCarthy with a try, and they're going to call a jump ball as the Merrimack player had her hand on the ball as McCarthy was shooting.
Interesting. I would have probably said no call there and just refer to it as a block, but as such, it'll still be Bedford ball.
Possession arrow for the Bulldogs. Inbounds to Grogan. Hook shot, no good. And this time, the rebound goes to Merrimack, to Johnson, and they're going to call a foul here, I think, on Lana McCarthy.
And for Lana, that's not the kind of foul that you want to take there. She has 5, and it's not really a concern, but you don't want it to matter later.
So the Tomahawks coming back down. McCaffrey into Johnson, driving the lane. Now kicks it out to Best. Her three-point try, too strong. McCarthy with the rebound. 2-minute mark of the first quarter, 12-8 Bedford. A drop pass there for Allard. A little miscommunication there. Again, putting it where she was, not where she was going.
And we have all these great assist-to-turnover numbers. Ava's 1.8 assist-to-turnover. Sydney Grogan's 1.7 assist-to-turnover. Unfortunately, in the early going, we've seen our fair share of turnovers by the Bulldogs.
Kylie Flynn with Allard on her. Over to Johnson. Dribbling with her back to number 21, Stavropoulos. Now from the corner, a try by Kylie Flynn is blocked. Allard takes it back for Bedford, gets it inside the Stavropoulos. Here's the shot by Zink off the mark. Allard with the rebound, turns around, puts it up and good. 6 points on the night for Kate Allard. Bedford up 14-8.
And she's been the big matchup problem for them. They have no idea what to do about Kate down low.
McCaffrey to Maglio, trying for 3 from that spot they practiced from, just a little off. Allard with the rebound. Long pass down deep to McCarthy, and they're going to get a jump ball here as Alexis Best was able to get her hands on the ball.
And that one a 50-50 ball. McCarthy trying to wrest it away from Best, and the smaller girl, Best, went absolutely flying across the court. Looks like she's okay and ready to go, but that looked like it hurt a bit.
Well, it was worth the effort because the possession arrow was in favor of the Tomahawks. They get the ball with a minute to go. McCaffrey over the timeline on Grogan. Drives, leaves it there for Johnson at the three-point line. Tried to get it back inside the McCaffrey, and it's stolen away by the Bulldogs. Tipped away, and Grogan was able to save it before it went out of bounds. Now here's a pass that gets knocked away by Maglio. It'll stay with Bedford with 38.4 seconds to go. Avery Moore coming in now for the Tomahawks. Alana Johnson taking the seat. Inbound to Allard. She's waiting. We get a whistle here. Not entirely sure. Is it a foul?
It is a foul on Kylie Flynn. That will be her second for Merrimack. Just away from the ball before the inbound pass.
That is the third team foul for the Tomahawks. Zink dribbles to Grogan, back to Zink. Down low in the corner to Allard. She tries to drive, runs into a little hash, but the rebound goes to McCarthy and she puts it in. Bedford up 16-8. Just 13 seconds to play here. Moyer on McCarthy, dribbles, stops, looking for an outlet. Gets it inside, but Grogan is there to steal it away. Here's a chance for Bedford with 3 seconds to go. Zink over to McCarthy. The shot is let go just in time, but it's off. And that's where we're going to stand right now with the Bulldogs up 16-8. And scoring so far for the Bulldogs, just 3 scores so far. Ava Du Bois with 4, Kate Allard with 6, and Lana McCarthy with 6.
On the Merrimack side, Madison McCaffrey had a 3 and 3 free throws, and Alexis Best had 2. That's what got us 16-8. Merrimack led at one point early on, 3-2, but the 2 big players, and it's hard to describe Kate Allard as a big because she has a swing game basically, but she does a great job of getting down low, creating that separation. That's been her easy basket. She hasn't been shooting from outside. She hasn't had to. She's really established herself as a post presence so far tonight.
And she's dominant on the boards as well, and she's been getting those rebounds tonight to extend offensive possessions for the Bulldogs. Don't forget to tune in on Friday, 7 p.m. tip-off, as the boys are back in the gym, and they'll be hosting those Astros from Pinkerton Academy. And we're going to get an update here on a score right now in Merrimack.
Your final score for Merrimack, Bedford 67, Merrimack 31. So the boys winners big over the Tomahawks down at the Merrimack gym.
They are a juggernaut that's not slowing down. and we'll hopefully see that continue on Friday. Another game action today, earlier today, the girls JV putting on a pretty dominant performance as well, a 49-16 win that happened right before this varsity game. Second quarter on the way. In the corner is Allard. And a whistle is blown, and they're going to call a foul on Kylie Flynn. I think that is her third foul here. We'll find out. Yes, it is. It is Kylie Flynn getting called for her third foul. She stays in the game for now. Up to Grogan, to Zink. McCarthy at the foul line, gets it down low to Stavropoulos, can't get it. But McCarthy comes in for the rebound and puts it away. 8 points now for Lana McCarthy. And the Bulldogs up 18-8.
Merrimack really doesn't have an answer right now for Kate or for Lana. That's going to make things tough. Moore's three from the corner is short. Stavropoulos gets the rebound and gets fouled.
And that's going to be on number 12, Ariana Arnold, who's just in the game for Merrimack. Now, Kylie Flynn comes out of the game, and Alana Johnson back in. Of course, Flynn carrying 3 fouls, so they wanted to get her out of the game. Zink inside to McCarthy, back to Grogan. Pass inside to Stavropoulos off the glass and good. Bulldogs on an 8-0 run here, 20-8. McCaffrey, cross pass to Moyer, tries to get it inside to Best. Now they kick it out to Johnson, who drives to the basket, runs into a Bulldog, loses possession of the ball. McCarthy comes up with it. Breakout pass to Zink, over to Stavropoulos, over to Grogan now for a long two, no good, too strong. Allard with the rebound, doesn't get the roll. McCarthy tries, she can't get it either. And Stavropoulos gets the rebound, gets it over to Zink, and now we get a whistle here and a foul on Merrimack.
A lot of tenacity on the part of Bedford on that possession, just sticking with it. Anna Stavropoulos finally came up with it, and that at least led to a foul. And now a feed down low to Kate Allard. She gets another bucket, and Kate now for the Bulldogs has 8.
The roll continues here, 10-point run, 10-0 run here for the Bulldogs. McCaffrey to Best. Johnson is being watched by Allard, tries to get it inside to McCaffrey. She takes a jumper off balance, no good. McCarthy with the rebound, sends over to Zink quickly. Now it drops it to Grogan, too strong off the glass, and now an offensive call off the rebound from McCarthy. She tried to turn around and take a short jumper. Instead, she bumped into her Merrimack defender and got called for a foul, and that is 2 on Lana McCarthy.
That one just a garden variety player control foul, so Lana comes out. Devlin McDonald will come in and replace her down low. But again, Devlin is one who's got that outside shooting prowess and can really spread things out and open up those passing lanes.
6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 22-6 is your score. 22-8, sorry, is your score. Tomahawks with the ball. Johnson leaves it for Maglio. They're working the perimeter there. McCarthy now. I'm sorry, McCaffrey with the ball. Allard on her. McCaffrey tries to find a gap. Can't really find one. Puts up an off-balance shot that's off the mark. Grogan with the rebound, gets it over to Stavropoulos. And McCarthy, I'm sorry, that's number 22, Devin McDonald, gets the feed and puts it off the glass and in.
And that's just a heady play right there by Anna Stavropoulos, knowing that Devlin was going to be running the floor. She runs well, and she's money when it comes to those layups. So now Bedford on a 12-0 run. And don't forget, earlier in this game, Merrimack led 3-2, so Bedford's on, what, a 22-5 run. And Coach Brian Duggan of Merrimack just really trying to do his best to right the ship and take care of things before this gets more out of control.
Meanwhile, Coach Gibbs wants to keep his charges on target, keep doing what they're doing. He's got to be pretty happy with some of the awareness that is being shown here by the players, finding the open man or open player and just getting the ball to them and getting those easy buckets.
They started off really slowly. They looked like they were very out of sync, but over the last, I don't know, probably 7-8 minutes of court time, they've looked very good. In the early going, that wasn't quite the case, but sometimes it takes a little bit just to get the rust off. Rebounds are a forte of this Bulldogs team, averaging 40 a game.
and out rebounding their opponent by 17 points, 40 to 23. So almost 2-to-1 margin on rebounds, and I think it's at least got to be 3-to-1 in this game.
The second and third chance opportunities that Bedford's getting, that's been a big difference in the game so far.
This is Madison McCaffrey with the ball. Over to Alana Johnson, loses possession of it and lets the ball roll out of bounds. And it's going to be a Bedford possession here as Johnson couldn't control that ball that dribbled off her leg.
Coach Gibbs doing a little bit of refereeing, showing the official which way the ball was going
Yeah,
to.
just in case.
Doing his part to help.
Grogan over the timeline. Over to McDonald. McDonald goes toward the basket, puts it up a little too hard, and it goes off the rim too strong, out of bounds. It'll be Merrimack ball.
Aggressive dribble drive from Devlin. She created the space, unfortunately just couldn't finish.
McCaffrey, now she finds Moyer underneath the basket and gets an easy layup. Moyer with 2 points, and that breaks the run here for the Bulldogs, 24-10. Zink comes back quickly to McDonald, hits the three.
And that's a weapon the Bulldogs really haven't utilized much, but it is most certainly a weapon for them.
Well, McDonald's the heir apparent, I guess, to McCarthy. At some point, she's going to be the lead player underneath the basket.
They are both juniors, so it might give us an interesting look of both of them, like a Twin Towers sort of setup down low.
Ball out of bounds off of Bedford. Merrimack retains possession here, 4:19 to play. Pass inbound for Moyer, but anticipated there by Stavropoulos. She steals it, gets it down low to Stein. Doesn't take the shot, gets it back to Stavropoulos. Dubois loses it momentarily. Back to Allard, inside to Stein. Now inside to Stavropoulos for a 10-footer, no good. Rebound there by Johnson. She loses it. Bedford gets the ball right back. Here's a shot by McDonald from three-point land. It's good.
Yeah, that's a weapon you got to use a bit more. 8 points now for Devlin, 2 threes, and Bedford will get the ball after a Merrimack turnover. The inbounder stepped over the line, and as a result, Bulldog ball leading 30-10. So things are going from bad to worse for the Tomahawks.
Yeah, Merrimack doesn't need to be giving any more extra possessions here to the Bulldogs. Kind of an unforced error there. Ball inbounds, knocked off the hands of McDonald. And I guess they're going to say that McDonald lost control of the ball and give the ball back to Merrimack. 3:40 to play here in the first half, 30-10, your Bulldogs leading. McCaffrey gets her pocket pick. Stein takes a jump, no good. Second chance there by Allard is good.
Lila didn't really have a good shot there, but the miss and Kate Allard's hustle really made a big difference on that play.
And Stein picks the pocket again. Another turnover for Bedford. Stein with the quick hands. Pass inside to Allard. She turns around, takes the jumper, no good. Rebound there by Devin McDonald, and she gets the worst of it going up, but they didn't call a foul.
She got the worst of it going up. There's no foul called. If you're going to call the jump, you may as well let them play. We've seen that same thing happen twice, but not quite sure why you bother calling the jump. Just let it go.
So the possession arrow goes to Merrimack. They get the ball with under 3 to play here in the first half. 32-10 is the score. Here's a jump shot by Best, too strong. Ball goes into the corner where Stein gets the rebound. She finds Dubois open. Now Dubois over the timeline. Back to Stein. Stein takes the jumper. It's good.
And Lila's been filling up the stat sheet like she's Bo Outlaw all night tonight, but that bucket is her first of the game. She's got 2.
Over the timeline, pass over to McCaffrey. Lila Stein watching her. Lila's already picked off 2 from her, so she's got to be a little careful. Pass into the corner to
almost the third.
Arnold, the third time. Now here's a chance for McCaffrey from 3-point range, no good. And number 11, Kylie Flynn, tried to save the ball by throwing it off a Bedford player, but the official says she stepped on the backcourt line, so it's a turnover and Bedford ball.
Carefully explained, you were out of bounds first.
So Lila Stein bringing the ball into the offensive end. Du Bois into the corner for Grace Wolf, seeing a little action, a little off the mark. Her shot from the corner, Merrimack with the rebound.
Bulldogs on a 22-2 run now. And defensively, they have been rock solid so far in this game.
Stein pressing here, and she's going to get called for a push-off here. That is her first foul.
Can't win them all, and I will say that for Lila, you can't let that discourage you. She's been really effective on defense so far, so one foul, you still got 4.
And a drive by Best is blocked by McCarthy, and Best goes down hard. It looks like she's shaking her wrist. She might have fell down on that wrist on the way to the floor. Quick substitution here as Ella Fong comes in, and Ariana Arnold comes out.
Best got the worst of the earlier collision. This time it was Ariana Arnold who was on the receiving end of Lana McCarthy's block.
Du Bois into the corner for Devin McDonald. Now McCarthy over to Stein. Gets it back inside to McCarthy. She goes to the bucket and she draws a foul. And this is Kylie Flynn's 4th. So she's getting in deep foul trouble early in this game. McCarthy goes to the line. She was 0 for 2 on her first trip to the stripe. 8 points in the night. That one, a high archer, hits the back rim, no good. Kylie Flynn comes out. Second try here for McCarthy. Another high shot. This time the roll favors her and goes in. 9 points now for McCarthy. 35-10 is your score. McCaffrey over to Fong. She loses control and Bedford takes it right away. Quick lead pass to McCarthy. Quick over to Stein. It's good.
That's the kind of stuff that college scouts rule over. McCarthy running the floor well, having the court awareness to know where Stein was so she'd convert.
Maglio over to Best. Into the corner for Fong. Thinks about a 3, now pulls it down. She's got pressure on her. Finally gets the pass over to McCaffrey, almost stolen away there. McCaffrey dribbles, pulls up, takes a shot, might have been fouled. Yep, the official calls it. It's going to be McCarthy, her 3rd. So Madison McCaffrey, leading scorer tonight for the Tomahawks. She's got 6 points. She's been a perfect 3 for 3 from the line.
You're trying to broadcast your jinxer? It almost worked.
I guess I should work a little harder on that.
Yep.
She makes the 4th. McCarthy comes out, and Kate Allard comes back into the game. Let's see if McCaffrey can go 5 for 5. She does. So no hexing McCaffrey talking about her perfect streak here from the foul line. 41 seconds to play here in the half. Stein to Du Bois. Inside to Allard. Kicks it out to McDonald, who takes a shot. That's off the mark. McCaffrey with the rebound. 30 seconds to play here in the half. Pass down low to Best. It goes off her hands. Out of bounds. Bedford takes it back with 25.9 to play.
And we'll see if up 25 at this point, whether Bedford just tries to take the last shot or whether they hustle down for a quick possession.
Stein dribbles, tries to take a 3. A little bit short. Rebound by Du Bois. Maintains control. Kicks into the corner to McDonald. McDonald drives inside. Back to Du Bois. The jumper off the mark. Rebound to Grace Wolf, and that is no good. And that's how things are going to end in the first half. Merrimack with the last 2 points of this half, but it's been all Bedford the rest of the way. 37-12 is your score. And scores so far, Ava Du Bois with 4, Lila Stein with 4, Kate Allard with 10, Anna Staravopoulos with 2, Devin McDonald with a pair of 3s. She's got 8 points. And Lana McCarthy has 9 points.
On the Merrimack side, Madison McCaffrey has 8, Alexis Best with 2, and Avery Moore also with 2. As we discussed a couple times, Harry, this one was 12-8 earlier on in the first half. Bedford's been on a run, 25-4, to close things out in the first half. And Merrimack will need to figure out a way to right the ship and figure out how to deal with some of these big Bedford bodies. Otherwise, it's going to be more of the same in the second. Welcome back to the Bedford High Gym. Lauren Fox, Harry Kozlowski, along with Andrew Fenn and Colleen Richardson, bringing you all the action here tonight. The Bedford Bulldogs, after the first 16 minutes, lead the game 37-12. And Harry, what we saw in the first half was a lot of Bedford taking advantage of the size advantage that they have. The three that I would consider to be bigs for the Bulldogs, cumulatively 27 of the 37 for Bedford, and that really is the difference in the game.
Merrimack really doesn't have anybody that can line up with the Bulldogs.
Bedford now going left to right across the radio dial. Ava Dubois, 2 from the corner, missed. Kate Allard has the ball ripped away by Alana Johnson, and Merrimack back the other way, chasing 25. Turnover the other way, Ava Dubois with it. Now she's on a fast break and looked like she got hit hard there by Avery Moore, and instead a travel is called on Dubois, so it'll be Merrimack ball.
Yeah, the ball just kind of disrupted her flow, and she inadvertently took a few steps with the ball trying to regain control.
Looked like she might have gotten hit on the arm as well, but regardless, Bedford's up 25, not super worried at the moment. Dubois guarding Madison McCaffrey, dribbles, turnaround Jay, blocked, Stavropoulos the rebound. Grogan will take the ball up court, gets it to Allard, but just a step ahead of Kate, and a turnover for the Bulldogs.
Right idea, execution just a little bit off. That ball didn't bounce up as high as she expected. Kind of went straight to the out of bounds line.
Now Merrimack crossing the timeline. Alexis Best guarded closely by Lila Stein. Dubois guarding Johnson. Bedford's D is really doing the lion's share. And it looked like it went off of Merrimack, but instead they say it is Tomahawk ball underneath. McCaffrey inbounds to Johnson. Johnson kicks up top, now back down low to McCaffrey, who dribbles baseline. Nothing doing. Loses the ball. Grogan with it. Sydney to Lila Stein on her left. Stein now looks across the court to Kate Allard for about an 18-foot jumper. Rattles around, misses. Stavropoulos, Johnny on the spot, gets the rebound, and her dad's got to be happy. Anna's got 4, and Nick clapping loudly over on the far sidelines. He gave me a hard time for mentioning his name, so I figure might as well give him his money's worth. Might owe him a few bucks after the game. Bedford trying to create the steal down in the corner, get the ball away from Maglio, and instead the foul called.
Waiting for the indication.
Yeah,
It was a double team. Could have been on either one of 2 players here.
Yeah, it winds up being on Ava Dubois, and that is Ava's first. Now a little turnaround from Avery Moore. That's her second basket of the game. She's got 4. And it's Bedford 39, Merrimack 14. Dubois drives from the left side. Shot does not go. She is fouled. Will go to the line and shoot 2. And it will be Madison McCaffrey who has charged the foul. And Ava will go to the line and shoot a pair.
Just the first foul on McCaffrey, who's the leading scorer for the Tomahawks so far with 8 points.
Ava's first free throw is good. 6:16 remain here in the third quarter of play. And the second one out of Ava's hand also good. That makes it 41-14. The Bulldogs lead by 27.
And that brings the team foul shooting average up to 50%, 6 for 3. Looks like the Bedford boys just returned triumphant from their game in Merrimack.
Student section just got a whole lot bigger in numbers and in size. Ball knocked away from Moore, and she'll inbound it from the far side. Moore finds Best. Best dribbles around Stein, misses the shot. Allard the rebound, back on the fast break for the Bulldogs. And it's Allard to Grogan, dribbles baseline, kick to the corner, Stavropoulos, now to Ava Dubois, knocked away by Alexis Best, who winds up in the first row of the stands. And it will be
They're going to say
Tomahawk ball.
Oh,
yep.
Okay, they're going to say one off of Dubois. Interesting.
Nice hustle play by Alexis Best, maintaining possession. Moore with it, passes it off of Dubois. I don't think that was what she meant to do. Now to the corner to Best.
If she did, it
Best,
would be pretty cool.
Back to Moore. Jumper, no good. Allard gets the rebound. Kate now on the fast break. And with a left-handed shot, no good. Dubois the rebound to Allard on the baseline. And the 15-footer from the base is good. That gives Kate 12, and the Bulldogs lead it 43-14. They're up 29. McCaffrey guarded closely there by Grogan. The ball stolen by Stavropoulos. Now Sydney back the other way, dribbling right through the middle, over to Dubois' far side. Ball fake, now kick to Kate Allard in the lane. And Kate's layup is good. She's got 14, 45-14 in favor of the Bulldogs, leading by 31. 5 minutes left in quarter number 3. Ball down low. Johnson misses the reverse layup. Dubois the rebound. Ava takes it back the other way. Finds Allard in the front court. Easy layup for Kate. And again, she gets another one. She's got 16. Brian Duggan uses another timeout. At the half, we were 37-12. Bedford on a 10-2 run to start things off in quarter number 3. And now lead it by 33.
And Allard got the last 6 points there. Again, using that fast break in transition to catch Merrimack a little bit flat-footed. And it's not like Merrimack isn't getting their chances. They just not taking good shots. You had Johnson under the basket. Perfect pass underneath, but she was too far underneath and just wound up hitting the bottom of the backboard. A little awareness would have probably helped there.
It is challenging, too. If you're in Merrimack shoes, you have these big players with wingspan you're not used to dealing with, and you have a couple fast guards that are like raptors. They get on you pretty quickly. So between those two factors, it makes things tough on Merrimack. And Coach Duggan's just going to try to get things together. The other factor is Kylie Flynn, a senior forward, 5'8", has 4 fouls. She's been out since, 5 minutes remaining in the second period.
Right.
And that's a big loss from a leadership standpoint as well as from a production standpoint. Coach Gibbs talking with one of our officials over on the far side. They're discussing whether it is less filling or tastes great, apparently. And now coming over to talk to Brian Duggan is our official.
Trying to get a idea what's being discussed here.
A couple girls scores coming in. Pinkerton in the win column by 20 over Winnicott, 52-32, and then BG 47, Central 6. That's no bueno.
Those
BG,
are going to be the next 2 opponents for the Bulldogs.
Yep. BG must have missed a couple extra points, and Central missed 1. That's unfortunate. Rough game. I mean, I will say it doesn't look like BG poured it on if they only scored 47. But Central didn't even score in double digits. That's a rough one. And Central's had some very good teams over the years, too. All right, whatever it was, we got it squared away. Now we're back to playing basketball and not debating. And Lila Stein closely guarding Madison McCaffrey. McCaffrey loses the ball, and they will say it went off of the sophomore Stein. And now an inbound pass. Stein knocks it away. Winds up saving it, getting it to Olivia King. Olivia King has it blocked by McCaffrey. And throwing good money after bad to the Bulldogs. King then fouls McCaffrey. That'll be your first. And for the Bulldogs, it is foul number 3 on top, 47-14. 4:25 left here in third quarter. Stein doing some great work on defense. Knocked the ball away from McCaffrey again. Ball kicked down to Moore. McCaffrey thought about a 3, thought better of it. Now takes it from the corner and knocks it down over Olivia King. She has her second 3, and she has a total of 11 points as McCaffrey, and Kevin Gibbs calls a timeout with his team up 30. 4:06 left here in the third. Must not have liked something he saw, and as a result, he'll take a chance to do a little in-game coaching.
Yeah, Lila Stein has been really on her game today, just picking pockets whenever she can. Don't have her exact steal numbers today. I think it's got to be at least 3. That is what she's averaging.
I feel like I wouldn't have enough fingers for it.
No. I'm going to say it's about 6 or 7 tonight. Her average is 3. And the Bulldogs as a team average 13 steals per game. So that's a big part of what they do is they just take the ball away from you if you're not paying attention.
Even if you are, you still might wind up losing it. Stavropoulos inbounds to Stein, now to Annie Zink. Dribbles, kicks to Stavropoulos in the corner, now back to Stein up top. Bulldogs lead by 30, 47-17. Stavropoulos will drive the lane, loses the ball. And now Stein winds up with it. A deep three from Lila knocks it down. She's got 7, and the Bulldogs lead 50-17. Right on the threshold of that running clock, 35-point margin. Merrimack a little bit in disarray right now. McCaffrey, a jumper from the far side. Good shot from the elbow. Little turnaround, created some
fadeaway
space.
Jumper there.
And she's accounting for a lot of the offense for the Tomahawks tonight. Now kick near side over to Olivia King. King to Zink. And Zink a 3 from the near side, long off the back iron. Stavropoulos fights for the rebound. Dubois now fighting for it with Moore. And they will say jump ball. I don't know who the arrow goes to. The arrow goes to Merrimack. It's their ball.
The arrow is a mystery to us because only the official can see it from the floor. We can't.
Yes, true story. And the fans can see it, but also we can't. Alexis Best dribbles down to the corner, gets it to Johnson. Johnson dribbles toward the middle, kick over to the far side to McCaffrey. Yo-yoing up and down, now into the paint. And Stein gets whistled for one. Figure if Merrimack dribbled long enough, eventually Bedford was going to get called for something. And sure enough, it was Lila Stein with her second. Now Moore with it, back to the near side to McCaffrey. Shoots a 3, does McCaffrey off the front iron, no good. Went off the top of the backboard and into the hands of Stavropoulos. Now Ava Dubois quickly gets it into the front court. Ball far side over to Olivia King. Now to the cutting Ava Dubois, and Ava gets a bucket there. And she has 8 on the game, and the Bulldogs lead 52-19, up 33. Grace Wolf waiting to check in for Bedford. McCaffrey to the corner to Best, guarded there by Zink. Great defense by Zink. Ball lost by Best, and Zink went to go get it. Best just threw her body at the ball. Kind of surprised that that was called a jump and not a foul with the recklessness with which she threw her body, but neither here nor there. I'm not getting paid to do that.
Well, we remember that Merrimack got it last time, so Bedford gets it this time. They bring it inbounds.
You remember that, I didn't. Stein will shoot a 3 from the top of the key, no good. And Merrimack the rebound to Maglio. And it'll be McCaffrey dribbling across the timeline, behind the back. Guarded there by Stein. Now back in the game is Kylie Flynn. And Flynn loses the ball to Stein. Stein dribbling up court to the near side, to the far side, I should say, Stavropoulos. Now to Zink down low. Zink kicks up top to Wolf. Wolf to the corner to Zink. Now back up top to Wolf. And Wolf looking around, evaluating her options, decides on Zink. Now back up top to Stein. Bedford slowing things down, up 33, 1:25 left here in the third period. Stavropoulos finds Zink, kicks to Stein. Stein thought about a 3, then thought better of it. I feel like I'm watching Hoosiers right now. Now the ball down low to Zink, kick to King. Shoots a 15-footer from the base, near side. It is good. Olivia King gets a bucket. The Bulldogs lead by 35, 54-19. And now Avery Moore has it for Merrimack. Kicks it to Maglio. Now it's McCaffrey with a deep 3 again. She has 8 this quarter, and she has 16 in the game, 16 of the 22 for the Tomahawks. And now it'll be Stein dribbling with the left. Stein gets herself a layup. Stein with 9. And the Bulldogs on top by 34. This one, an interesting lineup. 2 seniors, 2 freshmen, and a sophomore for the Bulldogs. McCaffrey drives, shot missed. Zink gets the rebound, tries to. Moore knocks it out of her hands. And it will be Bedford ball underneath with the Bulldogs leading by 34.
Be sure to tune in Friday, 7 o'clock tip-off. Bedford boys hosting the Pinkerton Astros. Right here should be a good contest. Of course, the ladies will be at Pinkerton.
And that one, a deep 3 from Zink, no good. Rebound to Flynn. And Moore showing a little, not too much hustle getting up court, and winds up double dribbling. She really didn't have a whole lot of awareness of where the clock was at that point. Everybody's yelling at her. She was the one who didn't know.
Yeah, she had 3 seconds on the clock when that was called. Now there's 1 left. And Bedford inbounds it and left the clock run out.
Andrew Hansen would be losing his mind right now. Hansen was the king of
Clock awareness.
You got it. Well, clock awareness, but also you got it at the end of a half and quarter. Take the shot. Even if your team's up 34 points, still
Right.
taking the shot.
So far after 3 quarters, your Bulldogs scoring going this way. It's Ava DuBois. She's got 8 points. Lila Stein with 9. Kate Allard with 16. Anna Stravopoulos with 4. Devin McDonald with 8. Olivia King with 2. She got that in the third quarter. Alana McCarthy still at 9 points. On the Merrimack side, as you mentioned before, 16 points for Madison McCaffrey, leading the way here out of 22 points. And then the only other scorer is Avery Moyer with 4 and Alexis Best with 2.
I will say that McCaffrey has been a joy to watch so far in the game. She's really been a bright spot for them. She's down right now, but she has maintained a high level of competition, a really good motor throughout. In spite of the fact that her team's losing, she's keeping them sort of in the game and made some clutch shots. She's an impressive player.
Well, she's doing her part.
Yep, absolutely.
She's generating the points, and she's really she's not letting up in her game. Unfortunately, the matchup here against the Bulldogs is just too strong.
A high arcing layup from Kylie Flynn, no good. McCarthy the rebound, now to Devlin McDonald in the front court. Kicked over far side, Grace Wolf dribbles in the paint, loses the ball. Might have gone off Merrimack fingernail, but not so much. The officials say tomahawk ball. Now Moore will bring it up court. Kick to the far side, now to Johnson, now back over to the near side to Arnold. Arnold gets it down low to Flynn. Flynn misses the shot. McCarthy gets the rebound. Bedford back the other way. Zink quickly into the front court, deciding what to do. Now looks down low, finds Olivia King, and King with the right hand gets the bucket. She's got 4. And this, another interesting matchup for the Bulldogs. You have 2 freshmen and 3 bigs. 2 freshman guards and 3 bigs. So, hey, you never know when you're going to need a different combination. And a foul called on the floor on Alexis Best on that drive. They said that she just cleared with her right arm. And so Best called there for her second foul, with the Bulldogs leading by 36, 58-22. Zink to McDonald, back to Zink on the far side, now down low to McCarthy, now to King on the baseline, and Olivia King, a feathery jumper. That was for you, Corey. Avery Moore dribbles, kicks near side. Best with a jumper for 3, no. Now McDonald the rebound. Zink will get into the front court quickly, but she doesn't really have any speed other than quickly. Now a give and go, and a left hand of Devlin McDonald gets her a bucket. Devlin has 10, and the Bulldogs lead it 62-22. They're up 40. Now Moore tries to drive, nothing doing, and they say the ball went off of her. And it will be Bedford ball going back the other way.
You know, that was actually a great control by McDonald, being able to get that layup. She took some contact on the way to the bucket, didn't get a call, but maintained her presence to get that shot in the bucket.
Ball down low to Lana McCarthy, a little bit short on the pass by Olivia King, and all good. Back the other way come the Tomahawks. It'll be a jumper from the near side by Fong, missed. McDonald the rebound. And coming back the other way is Annie Zink. Zink to McCarthy, I should say, for a 3. Lana McCarthy chipping in. She's got 12, but a big 3 there puts the team up 65-22.
Another run here in progress here for the Bulldogs. I think it's a 9-0 run.
It has been a series of runs. Avery Moore tries to shoot it over. McCarthy is able to do so. And the shot is missed. McDonald the rebound to Zink. And Annie Zink will get it to Devlin McDonald, who shoots a 3. Jumper, no good. Zink gets the rebound. Now back to Devlin. I think she wants another shot. Now looking a cross-court pass to Olivia King. A little spin move for Olivia. She gets a bucket. Now King's got 8. And the Bulldogs lead 67-22. Now Flynn dribbles. She sat out a lot of the game. She had 4 fouls and They held her out for a bit, but now she is back. Pass down low to Fong.
Grace Wolf is going to get called.
Yep. Wolf gets hit for one. And a timeout called by Merrimack. Bedford on top, 67-22. It looked like Ariana Arnold might have gotten popped in the face by a finger or an elbow, and she may wind up licking her wounds, and it looks like they may have a different 5 out on the court for the Tomahawks.
Scores from earlier today, the boys playing in Merrimack. They had a 6:30 start, so they are done, and they're already back here in the gym cheering on the ladies. They had an easy time with the Tomahawks in Merrimack. 67-31 was the final. The girls JV before this varsity game, they handled their game 49-16, and you had some scores as well, right?
I still do have scores. Pinkerton on top of Winnicott. This is a girls' game, and it's the final 52-32 in favor of the Astros, and BG 47 and Central 6 is your score from, I don't know if that one was at BG or was it at Central.
I'll have to look that up.
Regardless, 47-6 is a difficult outcome for the Little Green Wave, or the Little Green, I should say.
Green Wave is Dover.
Yep.
Maybe they could.
I just combined
if they
them
ever
all
had
together.
a combined team, it would be the Little Green Wave.
Yep. And if you were talking about 70s music, you would say Little Green Bag, perhaps. But regardless, 67-22, Bulldogs lead about halfway home in the fourth period. Dribbling as Johnson gets into the paint, kicks over to the far side, but off the foot of Grace Wolf. And it will be Merrimack ball underneath. The clock continuing to run. We are past that 35-point margin. Devlin McDonald the block, and she gets it. Now gets it over to Lana McCarthy, who will bring the ball up court for the Bulldogs. Now near side to Annie Zink, and Zink buries a jumper, 17-footer. And those are the first points of the game for Annie, and the Bulldogs lead it by 47, 69-22.
And so far, the only Bedford players not on the score sheet, Sydney Grogan and Grace Wolf.
And I don't know that Sydney's going to rectify that situation. I don't know that she's going to pull herself off the bench before this one's done. 3 minutes of running clock. McCarthy drives, kicks over to the far side to Devlin McDonald, nothing doing, shot long. And now Merrimack trying to come back the other way. A pass that went awry. Devlin McDonald just trying to get it, but her body was going the other direction. Yeah.
Inertia, couldn't overcome the inertia. Tried to get to the ball, couldn't do it. Instead, just knocked it out of bounds.
You think it's hard on a basketball court, you know what it's like on a hockey rink. Inertia's even worse there, and Merrimack with a turnover on an inbound pass with Bedford leading by 47, 69-22.
You were talking about the BG game, you know, not to get ahead of ourselves, but next Friday, the Friday after this one's going to be a doubleheader here in Bedford, boys and girls doubleheader against those Cardinals. It's going to be a terrific game. Both games are going to be awesome.
And they do have a couple games, of course, between now and then. Pinkerton, always a tough matchup for these girls, led by longtime coach Lanny Buskey. That pass down low to Lana McCarthy, couldn't get it. Moore winds up with it. She'll dribble back the other way. A little head of steam for her. And that one, she tried high off the glass, couldn't come up with anything. And the foul committed there by Devlin McDonald as she attempted the block. For Devlin, it's her first, and Moore will go to the line and shoot two. Allard in, McCarthy out. With a roster of 10, there's plenty of playing time to go around. Moore's second one is good. She's got 5. And the Bulldogs up 69-23. Zink dribbles, great head fake to get by Moore. But kicks to Wolf, and now Allard trying to dribble around Flynn, but can't. And Flynn fouls her, and that's going to be it for Kylie Flynn. That is her 5th.
Kind of got her knee out there. If you're going to foul out, foul.
That most certainly was.
No question there.
Bulldogs on top 46. Now a deep three from Kate Allard is good. She now has 19, does Kate, and the Bulldogs lead 72-23. Now looking down low. Player who is not on our roster. Ball stolen or kept alive there by Ariana Arnold. dribbling furiously, trying to get past Zink, but can't. And now kicked over to the far side to Fong. Arnold tries to shoot a three or thinks about it, nothing doing. Now behind the back, and Fong tried to find our mystery player, but couldn't. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Bedford ball as the clock continues to run. The Bulldogs up by 49.
Yeah, just looking at the JV roster, she doesn't appear on the JV
not
roster
32 either. She just flies in for games. Zink dribbling, kick far side. Devlin McDonald with a three ball, and Devlin knocks one down. For Devlin, she's got lucky 13 on the game. The Bulldogs lead by 52, 75-23. Now Maglio back to Moore. Moore dribbling into the paint. Nice shot by Avery Moore, a little runner. That gives her 7. 20 seconds left, and Coach Gibbs is saying not a whole lot of need to do anything here. Annie Zink is still moving fast, but not a whole lot going on. Now the ball kicked out to Devlin McDonald, who had an open three and passed it up. And this will do it for the ball game as Bedford winds up with a 75-25 win over the Merrimack Tomahawks. This one after 5 minutes or so was fairly close, 12-8. 16-8 after 1, and 75-25 your final score down the stretch. Bedford winds up outscoring Merrimack 59-17. Harry, you have the stat numbers for this one.
Final numbers: Ava Du Bois with 6 points, Annie Zink with 2, Lila Stein with 9, Kate Allard with 19. She leads all Bulldogs. Anna Stravopoulos with 4. Devin McDonald, 13. Olivia King with 8, all in the second half. Lana McCarthy with 12. For the Merrimack Tomahawks, Madison McCaffrey with 16 points. Alexis Best with 2, and Avery Moyer with 7.
A rough one for Merrimack. Bedford came out a little bit slow, and you thought for a brief moment that it was going to be a game and that some of the more experienced guards for Merrimack were going to have their way with the Bulldogs, kind of, and that notion that I had was quickly disabused. I was disabused of it very quickly. Merrimack was really no match for the Bulldogs, unfortunately, and the final score in this one, 75-25. Harry, anything you want to add before we send it back?
No, I was going to say that the things are going to start getting a lot tougher here for the ladies as they have 2 huge contests coming up. Hope you join us on Friday, or actually on Friday, we're going to have the boys here, and I think we're going to work something out, maybe get the girls game on one of the other BC TV channels. Stay tuned, we'll have that information for you. And of course, a week from Friday, it's going to be the BG doubleheader here at the Bedford High Gym. So that's going to do it from here. Thank you very much to our crew. Colleen Richardson on camera, Andrew Fenn just looking at his phone. Lauren Fox, I'm Harry Kozlowski. So long, everybody. Your final score is 75-25, Bedford wins.